YouTube, what's going on? It's Juan Gotti here with yet another Washington football team video, and in today's video, I'm coming on here quickly to talk about how Marc Rose of NFL Network has ranked Washington as the best defense in the NFL. So without further ado, let's get straight into today's video. But before we do, make sure you guys go down below, leave a like on this video, subscribe if you're new, and turn on post notifications so you get notified when I upload a video about the NFL, or in this case, our Washington football team. We're so close to 3,000 subscribers. I know we can get there in no time with you guys' support. So hit that big red subscribe button if you haven't already. Let's get straight into today's video. So Marc Rose of NFL Network recently came out and said that Washington is the best defense in all of football. And before we even get further into that discussion, it's just crazy to think how just a few years ago, or even just a year and a half ago, we weren't getting no recognition, and so rightfully so, because we were terrible. You know what I'm saying? We were terrible, and like I tell you guys countless and countless times on my channel, I'm young. I've never experienced this team being good on a consistent basis like majority of you guys. I know majority of you guys that watch my channel have experienced the 3 Super Bowl era with Joe Gibbs, and obviously, we were getting praised back then, but all the time that I've been, knowing football and knowing the Washington football team, which is all my life, and you guys know, obviously, too, we haven't been getting no recognition. I mean, it's to the point where I remember on NFL Network, even when we got big wins, they wouldn't even show our highlights, or they would even show one highlight. And I remember other times on segments of NFL Network and NFL Total Access and all those other shows, they wouldn't even talk about us. You know what I'm saying? They would talk about every other team in the NFL, every other team in the NFC East, but the Washington football team. Or back then, the Washington Redskins. You know what I'm saying? And it's just crazy to think how now, all of a sudden, we're starting to turn things around, and now people want to start showing us our respect. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, rightfully so, because we were terrible. Like, it's understandable, but it's just like now, oh, the fake love is starting to show. But I mean, I guess that happens with everybody. You know what I'm saying? When everybody goes from being trash to being good, then everyone wants to, hop on the bandwagon. Hence the Cleveland Browns. You know what I'm saying? Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Teams like that were terrible, now they're good. They want to hop on, and we're just the next team that's going to be that, because now a lot of NFL reporters are not only saying that we had the best defense, but they're also saying Washington is favorites to win the NFC East. Now, there's 2 people I want to talk about before we finish talking about Marc Rose. Dan Orlovsky and Nate Burleson. Those are 2 people who have been on the Washington football team bandwagon since last year, since we first hired Ron Rivera. So before we even got Chase Young, when we first hired Ron Rivera, Dan Orlovsky and Nate Burleson has been on the Washington football team bandwagon for the longest. Nate Burleson has been a Terry McLaurin fan, more specifically, for the longest. So those are 2 other reporters that are out there that have really been praising the Washington football team, and then no reason for all the other people that are just now starting to talk about the Washington football team in a positive way. There's no shame in that. You know what I'm saying? I understand why you haven't been talking about us, because we haven't been giving you nothing to talk about. But those are just some of the OGs that's been supporting Washington since we started this turnaround. I mean, and who am I forgetting? Louis Riddick is another one. You know what I'm saying? New guys like Rich Eisen. The Pat McAfee show starting to talk about us a little bit. Stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? Stephen A. Smith is starting to show us our respect. Or honestly, I feel like Stephen A. Smith has always been, supporting Washington. But I could be wrong. I could definitely be wrong, because you know how Stephen A. Smith is. I'm trying to think. Max Kellerman, I don't know if he really talks about us in a positive way. At least I haven't seen him talking about us in a positive way in a while. Who else am I forgetting? Skip Bayless? I don't know. I think Shannon Sharp likes to talk about us in the positive way. He definitely doesn't like the Cowboys. So I would like to think that he has us as favorite to win the NFC East. But you get what I'm saying here. All these NFL reporters, or TV personalities, analysts, whatever you want to call them, they're now starting to hop on the bandwagon. You can add Marc Rose to that list. And like I said, there's nothing wrong with that. But it's just happy to see for me. Or like, it's satisfying to see something good finally happening for Washington. Because once again, and I'll continue to say this forever, as long as I have this YouTube channel, Washington, as long as I've been alive, has been terrible. All I've known is bad. So to finally see us getting some praise, and I know we still have to go out there and prove it because we really haven't proved anything just yet. We had that one good year last year, and to some people that was still bad because we were 7-9. But for us, we'll take that. We'll take that. I don't care if we're 7-9. 8-9 this year, whatever. If we win the division, don't matter our record, as long as we get into the dance, I'm happy. I'm satisfied. Well, of course, I don't want to go 7-9 or now 8-9. You know what I'm saying? I want to go 12-5 or 11-4 or whatever the new records are going to be and whatnot. I want to go around there and going up and up and up. But if we get in the dance, somehow we get in the dance, whether we're 8-9 and 9-8, whatever you want to call us. We're going to make it to dance. We're going to make it to dance. But back onto what I was saying about Marc Rose is, yeah, he came on and said Washington is now the best defense in the NFL, or in his eyes, we're the best defense in the NFL. And I'll be brutally honest with you guys. Me personally, I don't know if we're the best defense just yet. You know what I'm saying? Because I personally feel like we still have a lot of unanswered questions at some position. We don't know what linebacker is going to be. We like to assume what we think Jamin Davis is going to be, but we don't know. You know what I'm saying? What about safety besides Cameron Curl? What is that going to look like? So I definitely think we're top 3 for sure. If you guys want to know my order, I think it's Los Angeles 1, us 2, and Tampa Bay 3. And the reason why I say Los Angeles is 1, Los Angeles Rams that is because they had the more complete defense. Now, we're not far off from LA. Like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if we eventually become the number 1 defense by at some point in the upcoming season. But to at least start off the season, in my humbled opinion, I know a lot of you guys aren't going to agree with me out there, and that's totally fine. But in my humble opinion, I think we're at least 2 or maybe even 3, because some people may even take Tampa over us because they had the more complete secondary along with the front 7. But I think our front 7 is a little bit better, or front 4 rather is a little bit better. So I would take us over Tampa. But to at least start the year, I think we're number 2 just behind LA, and it's not a far, it's not a far race. We're not that far behind LA. If we can just get the answers in the secondary right, because like I said, we would like to know what we think William Jackson is going to be. You know what I'm saying? We hope Benjamin St-Juste could turn out to be something, and if they do, then I would definitely take us over LA. But as of right now, I just feel like since they have the more complete defense as of today, they're just the better defense by a little bit, not by that much, just because they have the best player in the NFL. I don't care what nobody say. I don't care about Patrick Mahomes. I don't care about Tom Brady. Aaron Donald is the best player in the NFL. I mean, and I know you can argue that, you can beg to differ all you want, because quarterback is the position that gets more of the light. But Aaron Donald is the best player in the NFL, in my opinion. First ballot Hall of Famer, no question. So since they have him already by himself, he makes them a plus kind of defense. But then you add on guys like Jalen Ramsey. You're always gonna get better. You know what I'm saying? So just to see those two guys alone carrying the load, added on with a lot of other rotational players, that defense is phenomenal. And yeah, I know they lost a couple guys in the offseason in the secondary, but they always had replacements for those guys. So that defense is phenomenal over there in LA. Our defense is phenomenal. Like I said, I don't think it's far off, but I just do think by a little bit, LA is better than us just to at least start the season. Then you have some very good defenses like the Indianapolis Colts and stuff like that. So, like I said, man, it's great to see us finally getting some recognition from the media, to see us putting in that work and what Ron Rivera is doing and Jack Del Rio is doing around here. I'm happy, man, and I honestly see us being the best defense in the NFL at some point in the season. But to at least start the season off, in my humble opinion, one more time, I think LA has us beat by a little bit. So yeah, man, I just want to come on here quickly to talk about Marc Rose and all the other analysts that has us ranked as the best defense in the NFL. And like I said, they're right in some point of the season, in my opinion, but just not the start of the season. But like I said, everything is opinionated, you know what I mean? So just because I don't think we're number 1 just right now doesn't mean that you don't think we're number 1. And if you do think we're number 1, you're not wrong. It's opinions, you know what I'm saying? And you're not wrong, because we're not that far off from LA. So yeah, yeah, man, like I said, it's me, boy Juan Gotti. Just wanted to come on here quickly to talk about that. Let me know what you guys think about this video down below. Do you agree? Do you disagree with what I said in this video? And if you like this video, give me a big thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new, and turn on post notifications so you get notified when I upload a video about the NFL, or in this case, our Washington football team. We're so close to 3,000 subscribers. I know we can get there in no time if you got support. So hit that big red subscribe button if you haven't already. I'm out. Peace. Cost me one time, that's gonna get you pop. Get you pop.